What if the pills you're taking to protect your heart are the very thing destroying it? Every day, millions of seniors swallow supplements that were marketed as safe, healthy, even essential. But behind the shiny labels and glowing promises is a dark truth. 99% of seniors have no idea that some of these healthy supplements are secretly damaging their arteries, spiking their blood pressure, or even triggering irregular heartbeats that can lead to sudden death. The worst part, you'll never see the damage coming until it's too late. You might feel sudden shortness of breath after climbing the stairs, or a flutter in your chest while sitting down, which can easily be blamed on aging. So why does nobody warn you? Because the supplement industry is making over $180 billion a year from your confusion. But not anymore. In this exploration, we're going to expose 5 supplements that millions of seniors take daily, completely unaware they're destroying their heart. And here's the truly terrifying part. The number 1 supplement on our list is something 70% of people over 65 take regularly. Johns Hopkins researchers just discovered it can triple your risk of atrial fibrillation when taken in the doses most people use. This supplement is so common, so trusted that when I reveal what it is, you might not believe me at first, but the evidence is undeniable. And by the end of this, you'll understand exactly why cardiologists are now warning their patients to throw this supplement in the trash immediately. Before we dive in, imagine sharing your age and where you're from. It's a way to connect with others on this journey. Now, without further ado, let's begin with the 5th one on our list. Don't let its position fool you because this one hides in plain sight. It's prescribed, overused, and often taken just in case. Iron supplements seem like such an innocent choice, don't they? Your doctor might have even recommended them if you've ever been anemic. But here's what most people don't know. After age 50, your body's relationship with iron completely changes. You stop losing iron through menstruation if you're a woman, and your body becomes incredibly efficient at recycling the iron it already has. This means that the iron supplement you're taking could be building up to dangerous levels in your heart tissue. A massive study from Imperial College London followed 48,000 seniors for 12 years. They found that those taking iron supplements without a diagnosed deficiency had a 21% higher risk of heart disease. That's 1 in 5 people developing heart problems just from taking iron. The mechanism is actually pretty terrifying when you understand it. Excess iron acts like rust in your body. It creates something called oxidative stress, which is basically like your cells being attacked by tiny molecules. Your heart muscle is particularly vulnerable because it never stops working and needs constant energy. When iron builds up there, it damages the mitochondria, which are like the power plants of your cells. Think of it like pouring sand into your car's engine while it's running. The damage accumulates slowly, but eventually something's going to break. Dr. Patricia Thompson from the American Heart Association explains that iron overload can cause something called cardiomyopathy, where your heart muscle literally becomes stiff and can't pump blood properly. The symptoms start subtle. Maybe you feel a little more tired than usual. Maybe you notice your ankles swelling slightly. By the time you realize something's wrong, the damage might be irreversible. The real kicker is that most multivitamins contain iron, so you might be getting a double dose without even knowing it. So what should you do instead? First, get your ferritin levels tested. Ferritin is a protein that stores iron, and it's the best marker for knowing if you actually need supplementation. For men over 50, ferritin should be between 30 and 200 nanograms per milliliter. For postmenopausal women, the range is similar. If you're in this range, you absolutely do not need iron supplements. If you're actually deficient, which is rare in seniors who eat a normal diet, focus on food sources first. Red meat, yes, but also beans, spinach, and fortified cereals. The iron from food is absorbed more slowly and safely than supplements. And here's a pro tip that most people don't know. Vitamin C helps iron absorption, while calcium blocks it. So if you need to increase iron, have orange juice with your meal. If you need to decrease absorption, have dairy products with iron-rich foods. Moving on to the 4th one, vitamin E. It was supposed to be the miracle antioxidant that would keep us all young forever. In the 1990s, everyone was popping vitamin E capsules like candy. The logic seemed sound. Vitamin E is an antioxidant. Antioxidants prevent damage, so more must be better. Right, wrong, dead wrong. The SELECT trial, one of the largest supplement studies ever conducted with 35,000 participants, had to be stopped early because vitamin E was causing harm. People taking 400 international units daily, which is the standard dose in most supplements, had a 17% increased risk of heart failure. But it gets worse. A meta-analysis published in the Annals of Internal Medicine looked at 19 clinical trials involving 135,000 people. They found that high-dose vitamin E increased all-cause mortality. Let me say that again, so it sinks in. Taking vitamin E supplements didn't just fail to help people. It actually increased their risk of dying. The researchers found that doses above 400 international units per day increased death risk by 4%. That might not sound like much, but when you're talking about millions of seniors taking these supplements, that's thousands of preventable deaths. The problem with vitamin E supplements is that they usually contain only one form called alpha-tocopherol. But in nature, vitamin E comes in 8 different forms, and they all work together in balance. When you flood your system with just one form, you create an imbalance that can actually promote oxidation instead of preventing it. It's like having a soccer team where everyone wants to be the striker and nobody plays defense. Dr. Edgar Miller from Johns Hopkins, who led several major vitamin E studies, puts it bluntly: vitamin supplements are worthless at best and harmful at worst. The cardiovascular risks are particularly concerning. Vitamin E supplements can interfere with blood clotting, which might sound good if you're worried about heart attacks, but it's actually dangerous. It increases your risk of hemorrhagic stroke, where a blood vessel in your brain bursts. A study in the Journal of the American Medical Association found that vitamin E supplementation increased hemorrhagic stroke risk by 22%. Imagine surviving years of worrying about a heart attack, only to have a stroke because of the supplement you thought was protecting you. Instead of supplements, get your vitamin E from food. Nuts are fantastic sources, especially almonds and sunflower seeds. Just 1 ounce of sunflower seeds gives you 49% of your daily needs. Avocados, spinach, and sweet potatoes are also great sources. The beauty of getting vitamin E from food is that you get all 8 forms in perfect natural balance. Plus you get fiber, healthy fats, and other nutrients that work synergistically. If you're currently taking vitamin E supplements, don't stop suddenly. If you're on blood thinners, talk to your doctor first because the interaction can be complex. But for most people, tossing those vitamin E capsules is one of the best things you can do for your heart. Now, let's talk about the third one, niacin, or vitamin B3. Niacin used to be prescribed by doctors specifically to improve cholesterol levels. It raises HDL cholesterol, the good kind, and lowers LDL, the bad kind. On paper, it looked like the perfect heart-healthy supplement. Many seniors still take it thinking they're protecting their cardiovascular system. But 2 landmark studies called HPS2 Thrive and Aim High completely shattered this myth. Combined, these studies followed over 25,000 people at risk for heart disease. The shocking result: niacin didn't reduce heart attacks or strokes at all. In fact, it increased serious side effects by 30%. The Cleveland Clinic recently discovered why niacin backfires so spectacularly. When you take high-dose niacin supplements, your body produces a breakdown product called 4-PY. This molecule triggers inflammation in your blood vessels. It's like setting tiny fires along the highways of your circulatory system. Dr. Stanley Hazen, who led the research, found that people with high levels of 4-PY had double the risk of major cardiovascular events. This isn't just correlation. They proved causation in laboratory studies. The niacin you're taking to help your heart is literally inflaming your arteries. The side effects of niacin are brutal too. Ever heard of niacin flush? Your face turns red, your skin feels like it's on fire, and you might feel like you're having a panic attack. That's your blood vessels dilating rapidly. But that's just the annoying stuff. High-dose niacin can cause liver damage, increase blood sugar to diabetic levels, and trigger gout attacks. A study in the New England Journal of Medicine found that niacin increased diabetes risk by 34%. So you're trying to prevent heart disease by giving yourself diabetes instead, which dramatically increases your heart disease risk. It's a vicious cycle. The doses that cause problems aren't even that high. Most niacin supplements contain 500 to 1,000 millimolars, but the recommended dietary allowance is only 14 to 16 milligrams. That means supplements contain 30 to 60 times what you actually need. Your body simply cannot handle that much. Dr. Donald Lloyd Jones, president of the American Heart Association, now says there's no role for niacin supplements in preventing heart disease. This is a complete reversal from what doctors believed just 10 years ago. Getting enough niacin from food is incredibly easy. Chicken breast contains 11 mg per serving. Tuna has 18 mg. Even a bowl of fortified cereal gives you what you need. Peanuts, mushrooms, and green peas are also great sources. The niacin from food doesn't cause the same problems because it's absorbed slowly and in reasonable amounts. If you're taking niacin for cholesterol, talk to your doctor about statins instead. They actually work and have been proven to reduce heart attacks and strokes. The evidence is overwhelming. Niacin supplements need to go in the trash. The second one might shock a lot of people, especially women who've been told for decades to take it for their bones: calcium supplements. But here's what the supplement companies don't want you to know. Calcium supplements significantly increase your risk of heart attacks. A study from the University of Auckland analyzing data from 12,000 people found that calcium supplements increased heart attack risk by 31%. Let me put that in perspective. If 100 people take calcium supplements for 5 years, one of them will have a heart attack they wouldn't have had otherwise. The mechanism is frighteningly simple. When you take a calcium supplement, you get a sudden spike of calcium in your blood. Your body can't process it all at once, so some of it ends up in places it shouldn't be, like your arteries. This is called vascular calcification, and it's exactly as bad as it sounds. Your arteries literally turn into bone. They become stiff and narrow, forcing your heart to work harder and increasing your risk of heart attacks and strokes. Dr. Ian Reid, who led multiple calcium studies, says calcium supplements cause more cardiovascular deaths than fractures prevented. Think about that. The supplement meant to protect your bones is more likely to stop your heart. A German study of 24,000 people published in the journal Heart found something even more disturbing. People who took calcium supplements had an 86% increased risk of heart attacks compared to people who got calcium from food only. That's nearly double the risk. The researchers were so alarmed they recommended that calcium supplements should be taken only when medically necessary and under strict supervision. But how many doctors are actually monitoring their patients this closely? The calcium supplement industry is worth $2 billion annually, and they've done an excellent job convincing everyone that supplements equal strong bones. But the evidence doesn't support this. The United States Preventive Services Task Force now says there's insufficient evidence that calcium supplements prevent fractures in most people. You're risking your heart for a benefit that might not even exist. It's madness when you think about it. Here's what you should do instead. Get calcium from food which doesn't cause the same spike in blood levels. Dairy products are obvious sources, but sardines with bones, leafy greens, and fortified plant milks work too. You need about 1,200 mg daily after age 70, and you can easily get this from 3 servings of dairy or calcium-rich foods. Weight-bearing exercise is actually more important for bone health than calcium anyway. Walking, dancing, or light strength training do more for your bones than any supplement. And here's something crucial. Vitamin D helps you absorb calcium from food, while magnesium helps prevent it from ending up in your arteries. Focus on these nutrients working together from food, not isolated calcium bombs. And now, the #1 supplement that's destroying seniors' hearts, and it's probably the last one you'd expect: fish oil supplements. Fish oil supplements are taken by 70% of adults over 65. They're supposed to be the ultimate heart protector, omega-3 fatty acids, anti-inflammatory, doctor recommended. But a groundbreaking study from the Cleveland Clinic in 2024 just turned everything upside down. They followed 25,000 people for 5 years and found that fish oil supplements increased atrial fibrillation risk by 37% in people who didn't already have heart disease. But here's the truly shocking part. In people over 65, high-dose fish oil supplements, the kind most people take, tripled the risk of developing atrial fibrillation. Atrial fibrillation isn't just an irregular heartbeat. It increases your stroke risk by 5 times. It doubles your risk of heart failure, and once you have it, it's incredibly difficult to manage. Dr. Christine Albert from Harvard Medical School, who spent her career studying omega-3s, admits that the doses in most supplements are completely wrong for most people. The standard fish oil capsule contains 1,000 mg, and many people take 2 or 3 daily, thinking more is better. But studies show that doses above 1,000 mg daily significantly increase atrial fibrillation risk. The quality problem is even scarier. A study from Harvard tested 32 popular fish oil supplements and found that 30 of them were rancid. Rancid fish oil doesn't just lose its benefits. It becomes actively harmful. It creates lipid peroxides which are like molecular wrecking balls in your arteries. They trigger inflammation, damage blood vessel walls, and accelerate atherosclerosis. You're literally paying to poison yourself. Dr. Preston Mason from Harvard, who conducted the study, says most fish oil supplements are so oxidized they do more harm than good. But wait, there's more bad news. The STRENGTH trial, which studied 13,000 people at high cardiovascular risk, found that fish oil supplements didn't reduce heart attacks, strokes, or cardiovascular death at all. Zero benefit. The REDUCE-IT trial found similar results. These weren't small studies. These were massive, gold-standard clinical trials that the supplement industry desperately tried to discredit. The evidence is overwhelming that for most people, fish oil supplements are useless at best and dangerous at worst. The contamination issue is another nightmare. Consumer Reports tested popular fish oil brands and found PCBs, mercury, and other toxins in several products. These toxins accumulate in your body over time. A study from the University of Michigan found that people taking fish oil supplements had 40% higher levels of certain environmental toxins in their blood. You're concentrating pollutants from the ocean into little capsules and swallowing them daily. So what should you do? Eat actual fish. 2 servings per week of fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, or sardines provide all the omega-3s you need without the risks. The omega-3s in whole fish come packaged with selenium, which protects against mercury, and vitamin D, which supports heart health. Plus, when you eat fish, you get the omega-3s in their natural ratios and forms, not the processed, concentrated versions in supplements. If you're vegetarian, ground flax seeds, chia seeds, and walnuts provide plant-based omega-3s. They're not identical to fish omega-3s, but they're safe and beneficial. If you're currently taking fish oil and have heart disease, don't stop without talking to your doctor. Some people with specific conditions might benefit from prescription omega-3 medications, which are different from supplements. But for the average senior taking fish oil to prevent heart disease, the evidence is clear. You're wasting money and risking your health. At the end of the day, the solution here isn't complicated. Eat real food. A Mediterranean-style diet with plenty of vegetables, fruits, whole grains, nuts, and fish provides all the nutrients you need in perfect balance. Your body evolved to get nutrients from food, not pills. When you eat an orange, you don't just get vitamin C. You get fiber, folate, potassium, and hundreds of phytonutrients that work together synergistically. No supplement can replicate that complexity. If you're taking any of these supplements, talk to your doctor about stopping them safely. Some supplements can interact with medications, so don't just quit cold turkey without medical guidance. The average senior spends $500 annually on supplements. Imagine what you could do with that money instead. Remember, the best investment in your heart health isn't found in the supplement aisle. It's found in the produce section, in a pair of walking shoes, in a good night's sleep, and in time spent with people you love. Your heart doesn't need expensive pills. It needs real food, regular movement, stress management, and genuine connection. That's the prescription that actually works, and no supplement company can bottle it. The research is clear, the evidence is overwhelming, and the choice is yours. Keep taking supplements that might be destroying your heart, or trust the wisdom of your body and the power of real food. Thousands of seniors are discovering that when they stop these supplements, they feel better, their test results improve, and their doctors are amazed. You could be next. Your heart will thank you for it. Now, picture yourself reflecting on this. Have you ever experienced strange symptoms like heart palpitations or dizziness after starting a new supplement? What was it and what happened? Which of these 5 supplements surprised you the most? And are you currently taking any of them? Sharing experiences and opinions can build a community of awareness. Thanks for joining this eye-opening journey.